Hey, what's up, everybody? This is JBear and Romi, and we are more but chats. No, okay.
That was really weird. What happened to your voice there?
I know, right? So, if you guys can tell, we just came back from the golf course. You can see that. No, we didn't. Just
Got my golf shirt on. People talk smack, but when it's hot, you want something nice and light.
Who wears golf? Never mind. I'm not gonna go there. All right. Today's topic of conversation. We're gonna talk about cameras in performances. That's right.
How many people know what this means anymore, right? The gesture?
The actual gesture. Of the
Yeah,
camera.
I remember because Juan taught a Rueda class the other day, and there was a move, una foto, right? And he was like, do this. And people were like, what?
Really, people actually.
I saw one or two people.
They're like.
Yeah.
I imagine this is like a universal thing. Like people still know.
I think
just
this
when-
is a universal thing. Selfie right there.
But people still know like what this means. Just like people still know what like rolling
rolling
down the window means. Like nobody
No,
actually
well,
has.
you go
Like,
this way to roll. Not, you didn't go this way.
I don't know, dude. It's been a while.
All right. Well, back to the topic. We're talking about cameras. And Juan, what about cameras?
So if you guys know me, you know that I was at BKS this past weekend. I don't know when we're gonna post this. I think it's gonna be
We're
like
posting
a few
this on
weeks.
Tuesday.
So it's gonna be like a week later than.
So
when-
a
when
week
I was-
after BKS. Then.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was at the BKS festival. Granted, it was my fault. I got there late. I showed up to the showcase halfway through it, and I decided I'm going to go all the way to the back and stay there and watch the shows. One of the things I noticed as the festival progressed is that more and more people got there in front of me, and they decided, oh, by the way, I'm going to record this show, and I'm going to put my phone all the way up here because there's people in front of them, so they can record what's actually going on. And then I'm looking at somebody's the back of their head, as well as the video. Sometimes I've actually done that where I can't see the show. I'm just looking at somebody else recording.
I've done that before.
So what we wanted to bring up is when is it okay, or is it okay to allow people to record during showcases, during performances at festivals? And we wanted to
Let's have that conversation.
have the conversation, discuss. And so we'll start with you. What do you think?
Straight off the bat, I do not like cameras during performances. I am against it.
Now you're talking about all kinds of cameras.
Any camera where I see a flash, any camera where you're blocking someone behind you like you have, any camera that possibly will make you end up being on your phone and not watch the show.
What do people hear this? Anyway.
We got clicky pants. We've upgraded. Woo! Back to the topic. So no cameras. I'm against it. I don't mind the professional cameras where it's from the festival, the promoters.
Even if they're in front of you, like, because I had that issue happen once where at the LA Bachata Festival they had the competition that aired on MTV, and they had actual MTV people with professional cameras out there in front of everybody, just trying to get
Okay,
the
so
best shot.
getting the shot. Well, I like those cameras, but just the implementation of it. So whenever there's cameras, if you go to any professional sports game or you go to any show, like a live audience show, there's always going to be camera people around. Someone's view is going to get blocked. But the question is, how do you minimize that happening from happening?
Okay.
So from your instance, I don't think that there was any actual division between the camera people, the space that they use, and the audience. And that's why you were having that experience during the LA Summer Bachata, LA Bachata Festival.
Yeah, the one in the winter.
Back in MTV.
Yeah.
MTV days, yeah.
To be fair, I was also the photographer, so I got pissed off. I'm like ready to take a picture, and some asshole would like step in front of me. I'm like, okay, never mind.
Yeah, that's the name of the game. You gotta get the shot, or
Yeah.
else you don't get it.
I guess.
Yeah.
So back to cameras. I actually am completely against myself, but I have one instance where I would like to bring up that I think is okay, or one reason why I think it might be acceptable. But I'm gonna circle back to that later on. So let's continue with your conversation.
You mean our conversation?
No,
So
I'm just listening.
Okay, so I don't like cameras at performances because I think decorum matters. So if you don't know what decorum is, it's just a behavior that's in good taste and you're keeping in propriety. So what everyone is doing, yes, tea with the glass with the pinky up. It's like if you go to Broadway, you go to a performing arts show. You don't talk out loud during the performances. You don't have a camera.
No.
You're there.
Why
in
is
decorum.
that though? Is it because of the culture itself? Is
It
because,
could be,
Is
yeah.
it out of respect for the performers,
Mm-hmm.
or is it just like a high class thing that like, hey, I'm paying $300 to watch this show?
Well, if you're paying $300 to watch a show, don't you want to experience every single moment of it?
Yeah, of course.
So why would you be on your camera?
Yeah, exactly. Now, how much do you pay for the festival?
if you buy it late, you pay like $300
$300?
at the door.
But let's say like you have 3 nights, so it's like $100 a night for sure.
Yeah.
It's still
You still spent quite a bit of money. You spent money to travel there, spent money to get the hotel, spent money to get food, spent money to get maybe private lessons, master classes, workshops, challenge choreography. So there's a lot of money. Alcohol, sure. So there's a lot of money you put into it.
Yeah.
So if you invested so much money into it, why don't you want to give it the amount of focus that you invested in?
I guess that's a conversation for something else, some other day, because like, do people really go for the shows? How many people actually go to watch the shows? It depends. It depends on the festival too. But anyways, continue on your decorum conversation.
I'm the what?
Decorum.
The decorum conversation.
Decorum.
So we talked about how if you're investing a lot of money into it, you want to experience it. Performing arts is a visceral experience. Yes, you could have a super fancy camera. You could have the red-eyed dragon, whatever you want to call it, the Sony A7X II series, whatever, right? Yes, good quality, but it's still going to be a different experience because your camera will not always be able to replicate what you hear too, and your recording for your ear for audio may not be the same as you experiencing that. The vibration of the speakers, the mood and energy just being in that room to watch a performance is different from watching it on a recording.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we went over some of that last week or 2 weeks ago when we talked about our top performances and how it's not the same to see a recording than it is to see a live. And that's something else I don't understand why people are actually doing that when they record something, like they're watching the recording, they're not watching the show. It's not the same.
It's
you're
lower quality.
You're missing out on an experience. But continue.
It's lower quality, and it's like you asked me earlier. Is it a respect thing for the performers into production? Yes, it is. Like a lot of performers, or not a lot. I'm sorry, generalizations, right? Let me get away from that. How
dare you?
I'm sorry. If performers are very focused, there's already a lot of lights going on. There's already a lot of lights, sound, a lot of things are happening on stage. If you've never been on stage, it's a very different experience than just sitting and watching performers, right? Mm-hmm. So if a good timing on a flash on your camera could mess up someone who's trying to do a very sophisticated trick.
In theory.
In theory, okay.
I have never had that. Okay, so I take pictures for festivals, and I haven't been doing that in a while, but I still do sometimes. Mm-hmm. And I use like the big fancy, flash heads that actually shoot, and if you're staring at it, it's gonna blind you. That's for sure. It's not the only light on the stage. Most stages nowadays have a bunch of other stuff going on, so usually performers are not even paying attention to the lights. And whenever something happens, I haven't had like anybody complain to me. And I've actually asked a bunch of people, a bunch of performers, like, did you notice the flash? Mm-hmm. No, didn't even know it was happening.
I have 2 questions for you.
Yeah.
Where was your flash? Was it in the front, in front of them, downstage, or was it side?
It was corner.
On the corner?
So let's say this is our stage. This is the front.
That's downstage.
This is the audience.
Okay.
My flashes were right here.
Okay. Where are your performers mainly looking?
Straight down.
Straight down. So it's not really in the direct line, right?
Correct. But
now,
they can still look.
Still get the angles. Now, the second question I had was, when they're rehearsing, do they already have all those original lights on for them?
No.
What do you mean?
Not always. Some festivals do rehearse, and they actually have the lights, Reno being one of those. Mm-hmm. Some of the other ones that I take pictures of, they don't have that until the actual show.
Okay. So I guess for my argument, you've given me examples where it's not really that important, or you never experienced it. But from my experience, when you do your dress rehearsal, like all the lights are on. Yeah. It's a lighting rehearsal. Everything is on, so you know what to expect when you do perform it on stage in front of an audience.
And that's a good segue into the next topic of conversation. Is you're different. You're trying to differentiate between what a show and a showcase is.
Yes. So to me, a show is professional level or invitational only.
Okay.
A showcase is your students, your amateur, or your trainees on a training team that are celebrating all the work they put into learning how to dance and showing it to people. So that is, a showcase is more, if I'm an audience, I'm there to inspire, motivate, and encourage the students, trainees, or amateurs to keep working, to keep learning.
So in your opinion, the showcase is pretty much what happens at every festival, with the exception of maybe like Saturday night, or sometimes it's like the second half of Saturday night, which will be the actual show. Mm-hmm. The rest of it is just showcase.
Yes.
Okay.
So to me, a show, I watch a show purely for pleasure. I paid to watch a professional performance.
Correct.
So I want to see professional level physical abilities,
You know, you're still
professional
doing the
level
looking at the
skills.
camera thing, right?
I am, because he started it last week, and I'm gonna continue it. So if I'm watching a show where they're professionals or invitational only, where they're at that standard level, high standard level, I have higher expectations. I'm not going to forgive mistakes as much as I would a showcase. I'm not going to forgive, miscues on production lighting as much as a showcase, because it's for my pleasure. So if I go to a movie theater, I pay $20 for IMAX and all these fancy chairs and stuff. I expect a great experience from it.
Until you have a baby sitting next to you.
And then I'm like, why the hell did I do this? I'm gonna pay reserved seating, and I'm gonna pay and I'm gonna go into morning matinees.
You're gonna,
no
pay,
one ever
you're gonna pay
goes.
for the 2 seats next to you so that there's nobody sitting next to you too?
No, I'm not gonna do that. That's too much. Well, if you go in the morning, no one's there. Anyway.
Who goes to that nice?
So to go back into it, to me, a show, professional, high level of expectations.
Okay.
Showcase, lower expectations, and I'm there to motivate and encourage everyone. Hey, buddy, you're doing great. I love seeing your growth. I want you to keep going so that hopefully you'll get to the higher stage.
Right.
And when I say stage, I don't mean 2 separate stages. I do mean 2 separate prestiges.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
It does. Now, what are you trying to differentiate it? Like, just to put it into a different example, it's either going to watch your high school kids play versus going to a Broadway show to see an actual production.
Mhm.
That's the difference between those two.
That's
Now,
exactly
those
it.
are very extreme differences. There's obviously wiggle room in between, but those are the two.
That's exactly it.
Okay. Awesome. So, in your opinion, it's okay to take pictures during showcases.
During showcases, yes. Because, again, when
So then by your argument, at any festival, people should be allowed to take pictures or take videos.
if the promoter is doing it as a showcase, but then you get into the argument is like, why should I even watch it if it's a showcase when I want to watch professionals?
Well, that's a whole different argument.
It is a different argument. We'll have that conversation later in a different one. But for cameras are good for showcases because you want the memory of the student or the trainee getting better. You want that memory, you know? If I see a video of me, like when I started dancing at a salsa club, I'm like, oh, dang, and then look at me now. I remember those days, right? Now, if I'm a professional, I do that for a living. I train every single day, and I make all my money off of teaching and performing. So I want to limit the risk of injury. I want to limit the possibility of distractions, and I want to give you what you paid for. Top of the line show.
Yeah. No, I get you, and especially when you're coming to the showcase part with allowing people to record. You want to have that memory. You want to be able to remember if you're the person in the actual performance, what you did, so many years ago. But it's something that we should be against. I personally am against still doing showcase because of the fact that one, you're still disrespectful to the person behind you if you're recording. Especially, I've seen this happen. Like somebody brings out their iPad, like this big, puts it in front of everybody to record. I'm like, come on, dude, have some.
First off, the iPad's camera sucks.
Yes, it does.
So why would you even get? Okay, maybe the pros are comparable
Still not the same.
but decorum again. Propriety, good
decorum.
taste. But that's also your experience because, like I said, showcases are fine for that to happen, right? But then, like when you go to your kids' play or whatever, you're in a theater where there's some kind of incline where your seats are elevated as you go further back.
Yes.
And the stage is maybe down.
Or
So you can see it. Or
Even
the
down,
stage
it's
is
still a
elevated.
little bit up from the first row.
Yeah. So
Usually.
like in those instances, having a camera out doesn't necessarily block the person behind you.
Right, and,
So that's
and
fine.
you can record like this because you don't have somebody in front of you trying, that's blocking your shot. And like normally you have to be up here because there's like a person in front of you.
Exactly.
blocking. So there's a festival thing. That festival needs to start organizing their setups better. If you have a festival that all you have is a floor, you don't even have a stage, that complicates things a lot for just line of sight to begin with. If you have a stage, try to raise it up a little bit. It's usually a little bit better. You get people to see it better. You don't have to have the stages that that rise up. Sorry, the stands that rise up. That's a little extra. If you get to that point, it's amazing. And the other thing is that a lot of festivals nowadays, most of them, from what I've seen, already have a professional person recording the video and they immediately post that onto the YouTube channel or Facebook or Instagram or whatever
Yeah.
it is, or even live sometimes, that people don't have to you don't have to record somebody else's performance. You're gonna get a professional camera recording everything, so you don't have
That
to
gets appealing shots, nice moves. Let me ask you something. I'm gonna go away from dancing real quick, and you know, weddings are beautiful. They're nice.
They are.
What's more impactful, a photo where everyone's just watching the bride and the groom getting married, or a photo where everyone has their camera out and maybe is blocking the camera, the professional camera?
So there is ways to make both of them be impactful, but in different meanings. Like one of those, and I obviously I'm a photographer too, so I've done concerts and things like that when I've taken pictures of there are artists in front of you and you see like somebody just going like this, looking at the artist. It's a different type of shot. It's a different type of feeling. I've also gotten where I have 20 people on their phones in front of the artist. The artist actually blurry behind, and the camera is in front, and I'm actually taking a picture of the hand with the camera on the phone. And that has a different type of experience because it's modern, it's new, it's kind of those things.
Okay.
And so you can make it work.
You can make it work because it's a photo. Now, what if you're a videographer? You're getting that shot, and then someone gets in your shot.
That'll be annoying. I'm not a videographer, so I don't know.
I have a lot of videographer friends who do weddings and stuff and concerts and stuff like that, and that's their biggest pet peeve. People don't respect the video camera. And they don't understand that the video camera will be edited in such a fashion that will make you want to see it again, will make you want to come back to the festival, like a hype reel.
Yeah,
it's like, oh my God, that was amazing. I want to experience it one more time. Can you, not you because you're a professional photographer, you know how to edit and make things look good. But the average Joe or the average person, do they have the skill set to, or are they even willing to, edit their video, their camera, their photo to be that awesome?
And that's another argument as well, is that with technology nowadays, it's getting a lot easier.
Yeah.
And it's getting us photographers to kind of lose our jobs a little bit.
Well, that just means you suck at selling yourself.
That's actually 100% true. I do suck at selling myself. I am not a slut. What? No.
What? Where did we just go?
Selling myself? Okay.
Back to the show, cameras. Juan, any closing statements? We're about to hit our 20-minute mark.
So for me, there's only one pro to actually allowing, as a festival promoter, there's only one thing that I see that you could benefit from by letting people record, and that is social media exposure.
Okay.
And that, you have people that go on their Snapchat and record it for 20 seconds or however long it is, and then they post it, and all their friends get to see it. And you have 200 people that are watching the show. Every person there has like 1,000 followers, maybe less.
Okay.
It depends, and the people that actually get reached is usually about a good amount of free marketing you get from there, just because people are, always on the social media and they're always watching for these things, and it helps you sell sometimes a little bit, but I don't think it's needed. I don't think it's that much beneficial. So one thing that I noticed happened when I went to Vegas, not the conference itself, but I went to a show. I went to watch the Humanity show with Cirque du Soleil. And that was a professional stage show that I paid, I don't even remember, like $60-$70 for or something like that, maybe more.
Or a nosebleed seat.
Yeah, it was pretty high up there, but it was a fantastic show, regardless. One of the things that they told you is that they gave you the warning at the beginning of the show. Hey, this is a professional show. We appreciate it if you guys don't record. We're actually gonna be watching for recording, and we're gonna stop you. However, if you wait till the very end, we're gonna give you a chance. At the end, you may bring out your cameras, record, post social media, do whatever you want. And they did that. They give you, the final vows, and it gives you the satisfaction of being able to record something and post it. Yeah. And I think that's something that maybe festivals should adapt.
Yeah, that's a pretty smart idea. Like you said, you're able to show that, yes, I did watch this amazing show. But then Cirque du Soleil also used that to their advantage.
Of course.
Because what they did is they created a hype. So if 20 of your friends, 20 of me see only your video at the very end of the show, my question is, man, what happened in the show? Yeah. I want to see the show.
Yeah, and most festivals, or some festivals, have the final vow at the end of each show, each day. Why not take advantage of that? Like, tell people, okay, now is your chance to record. People don't feel compelled to record everything. They still get to get a shot of Ataca la Alemana or Alex and Desiree or whoever it is, bring up to the middle of the stage and bow and maybe do something fun, because they always do. They do something fun and interesting, and people still see it. And like you said, it creates the curiosity for everybody that wasn't at the show, that maybe was up in their room getting drunk, or that didn't go to the festival.
Or getting ready for the party.
Yeah. They're like, oh my God, what did I just miss? And something interesting must have happened. maybe.
I like that idea, and I definitely would like to see that. But it's on the onus of the promoters.
Onus. We should have a drinking game every time you say a big word. Like take a
Onus
shot.
is 4 letters. O-N.
You know what? I don't mean like a long word. A big word.
All right, guys. Well, that's today's episode. We talked about should cameras be allowed? What is the show? What is the showcase? We hope you enjoyed it. If you agree, you disagree, let us know. Shoot us an email or anything like that. But we'll see you on the next one. Hey everybody, if you enjoyed the show, please add us on Facebook at More Book Chats. If you want to know what me and JBear are about, add us on Instagram. My tag is Romi Sunga. JBear is j.bearmixes. And a big shout out to Mellow Me Out for letting us use their space. Please also add him on Instagram at Mellow Me Out Sacramento. Everybody, have a great day, and we'll see you on the next one.